Alex, how are you, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
I'm very well, very well. I really appreciate you jumping on the call. I just want to do a quick screen share for everyone to show you literally just posted in school about 10 minutes ago. And yeah, I wanted to get you on a quick call just to give me some feedback on your results so far. So just sharing this with everyone here. It looks like you've said you started running your ads about 2 weeks ago and you're already profitable. You spent $200 to generate $700 in revenue. 351% ROAS. So Alex, first of all, congratulations. I'm really pleased to see these kind of results and so quickly as well. How have you been finding everything so far?
Man, I'm really surprised at the results because with Facebook, it took forever for me to get my first sale. I think I spent maybe the first $400, $500 to get my first sale. But somehow with Google, I got the results right away. I don't know if it's the methods that you were providing me or if it's the Google Ads platform. But either way, I don't care. I'm happy with the results.
I mean, it could be a little bit of both. It's very much kind of, as you know, interruption-based marketing. And I think in some senses, a lot more testing involved initially with regards to creative and audiences. Whereas, as you know now, the benefit that we have with Google is being able to leverage existing search demand that's already there. And the fact that you already had a product that had proof of concept on Meta meant that you were obviously able to leverage what was already working on Google as well. So maybe that's why. But either way, some really, really great results so far. So you mentioned that Google was a little bit more straightforward than Meta, or at least quicker to get the results. What about the platform in itself? Because you're in a unique perspective where some of our members have never even seen Meta either. So what would you say is the difference in terms of the actual platform?
So a lot of people will say Meta is a lot easier to navigate. However, I found that at first glance, Google Ads looks really complicated, but your course makes it so easy to follow and so simple so that I just follow step by step. You literally lay out everything. And once I just followed everything, I think it's just as simple as Meta.
Yeah, amazing. And that is really good to hear because not everyone joins the weekly Q&A calls, and I know you don't actually tend to. I think you've just kind of got stuck in, you've relied on the videos, but it's great to see that even without the additional help and guidance from myself, you were still able to get the results. And it just shows that, like you say, the videos are obviously very descriptive and everything's there that you need. So that's great. I really appreciate that feedback. I guess a question for you then is, if you were already seeing success on Meta, what made you decide to join the Google Ads Ecom Academy?
Because once you set the ads on Facebook, you are just waiting for results to come through. And I want additional revenue. If I am just sitting on my ads, nothing's going to happen. So I decided to go on Google Ads, and a friend of mine recommended to your academy. So I was like, oh, let's give it a try. And I'm so glad that I actually decided to learn this, because if I wanted to outsource this, it would have cost me so much and I would have not known if they were doing a good job or not as well.
That's really true. Agencies like myself do charge a lot, but it's difficult because a lot of people are always in that tricky situation where it's like, it's a new business, you know, you're still kind of in that initial phase where you're scaling up, and you know what it's like at the start of a business. You have money for ad spend, but by the time you pay an agency, and if you don't have the existing knowledge to know that they actually know what they're doing, your profit margins can get eaten up quite quickly. It's fine if you're at scale and you're buying your time, but initially you kind of want to get a bit of proof of concept yourself. So I'd say you've gone about it the right way, and obviously just taken advantage of the content that we have in there. But that's exactly why we kind of created the academy at its core, because there were a lot of people that would come to us and would want to work with us, but we'd have to say to them, like, look, I'd love to help you, but just based on where you're at in your journey right now, you're not really qualified to work with us. Like, the amount that you're going to pay us isn't going to justify what you're going to get out of this with regards to ad spend. So I'm also really pleased to hear that you were able to get everything set up without the need of an agency and get some proof of concept. So there you go. You've learned yet another high ROI skill.
Yeah, funny enough, now that I know this skill, I feel more confident to hand it over to an agency if I do go with an agency in the future, because I know that I'm not going to be finessed by whoever I work with, you know?
Yeah, 100%. That's very, very true. So you've obviously touched on the content. I know you haven't seen too much with regards to the Q&A calls. Is there anything else you'd say that you find valuable about the community? I know we recently introduced the WhatsApp support, but have you got any thoughts on that and just the school community in general?
I think being able to see what other people are doing has been super valuable, where when you are just watching a course by yourself, you're not able to get any feedback on what the initial steps are and what problems are other people having. So I am able to directly message people who are on the same journey as me at the same stage, That's been super valuable. There's been a couple of things that I had questions about. I asked you a couple of questions and you were able to immediately answer, but also I asked a couple of other members as well, and they were like super helpful. And then we were like, I was able to build a little relationship with one of them as well. So that's been really valuable.
That's great. That's great. I am trying to bring down those barriers and give it more of a friendly feel in there. I've had some feedback that school is great for like content, but sometimes it can feel almost like a bit more of a commitment, actually putting a post in there to the whole community, which was the thought process behind introducing the WhatsApp group, but also, like you say, it allows you to get a bit more personal with a few of the other guys in the course as well. So I'm great to hear that everyone's collaborating and networking. It's really nice to see. So Alex, what are your business goals then? You've got Meta set up, you've got Google set up. We're now approaching Q4. What are some of the numbers you're hoping to hit?
First of all, I'm trying to have at least 4 stores before Christmas. So I have my 1 store right now and it's profitable, which is a good sign. But with Google Ads and Facebook Meta, I've figured out both channels that are the biggest. I'm feeling very positive that once I am able to basically streamline all this process, we're just going to fly through the moon.
No doubt, no doubt. It's going to be an exciting time of year, and I hope you're able to also get those additional stores set up. But I hope in the meantime, we can do what we can inside of the Google Ads Ecom Academy to help you scale your current one. So I guess on one final note then, what would you say to someone who's maybe considering joining, but they're not quite there yet, or they've not pulled the trigger, they're kind of sitting on the fence?
The biggest thing would be, don't be afraid to learn things yourself. And I know that Google Ads seems a bit scary to dive into, and you're like, I have to spend so much time to learn this. I think the reason why I was able to join it was because you had the 7-day trial, and I knew that there was no risk to it. And, you are a verified, trustworthy source. It came from a friend. And the course was super easy to follow. So it ticks all the boxes for me. And I would not hesitate to recommend it to anybody.
Amazing. I really appreciate that. Yeah, exactly. So the 7-day free trial is there for anyone else to kind of take advantage of it. I don't know if I will leave that on there forever. We'll definitely leave it there for now. But once we get a bit more people in the community and we start to get to a reasonable size, I probably will remove that. So if anyone is considering joining, I definitely recommend they take advantage while they still can. Thank you, Alex. Really appreciate your time, and I wish you the best of luck with your store.
I appreciate it, man. Let's make some money this year.
Let's do it. All right, brother. Take care.